4 different ways that you can use this piece of equipment. They're training very similar musculature, but they are subtly different and may require subtle changes in the height of this pad here. There's a little pin on the side here, and there's actually a handle between these 2 hip pads here. So it's easiest if you stand on the opposite side to adjust the height. If you pull that pin out, and then this whole thing slides up and down. So for the first version, this is to train mainly the glutes and a bit of hamstrings. So to start with, we make the spine as round as we possibly can. So you're almost doing like a bit of an ab crunch to set up. And then from this position, you try and think about trying to pull the top of your bum to the bottom of your bum, or the top of your bum into your hamstrings. And that means that most of the movement is coming from the glute and the hamstrings shortening more towards the top end of the hamstring as well. So this is a glute development exercise. There's absolutely no pressure onto the lower back. So if you feel that you need to fire up your glutes before you do your training, this is the way to use this piece of equipment. The next way typically needs a little bit of a lower position, because what we're going to do is stabilize our spine in a straight position and make all of the movement come from the pelvis, but this time we're bringing our spine with us. So you can see my spine stays straight. Basically, when my belly touches this bit here, that's my initiation to start coming up again. And it's a similar movement, still using my glutes and I'm still using my hamstrings, but this is just a fractionally more difficult way of doing it. The third way, you can adjust the pad if you need to, but as you come up towards the top, you bend your knees to initiate. So it's all hips and then knees. And this is going to train the hamstring in a slightly more holistic way, because you're using the hamstring from the bottom by bending the knee, and you're using the hamstring at the top by straightening the hip. And then the fourth and final way is if you need to warm up your spinal erector muscles or your spine stabilizing muscles, setting the pad a little bit high so your pelvis can kind of rest on the edge, because this time you're trying not to move your pelvis or anything in your lower body. You're stabilizing this against the pad and you're just flexing and extending your spine. All of these versions are fine and they all have a purpose. So if you see somebody else doing a version of this exercise that you aren't doing, it's not that they're doing it wrong or you're doing it wrong. It's just that they all serve a different justification. So give them all a go and see which one you find the most useful if you just have general 45-degree back extension into your training program. However, if you feel that there is one that you specifically need to learn how to do more, feel free to ask me or any of the spotters in the gym to assist with making sure that you can do it correctly.